Hello lovely people, it's me, Lipsy, and we're back with another video. So I hope you liked my intro. I actually thought it was comedy genius, and if you didn't like it, then your sense of humour is rubbish. So today's video, guys, it's on a house in Bargoed. Now basically I was requested to do this a long time ago, and I just want to say a huge apology to the person who asked me to put it up then. A million things happened. I got COVID, it got to Christmas, Mildred, and I just ended up here now, and I'm thinking I haven't done that video yet. I've had it written up. I've literally had it written up for so long, but we're doing it now, and I mean, better late than never, eh? So this is about a place called the Gladstone Villa. So it's a pretty large property, it's a big house, and the story and the kind of memories that I'm going to talk about in this video are all set around the 70s. I will delve into what the house is now later on, but let's focus now on this story of the Dexter family. The phenomena has denied any rational explanation of everything that went on in this house during this time. It's turned so many skeptics into believing about ghosts, about paranormal, about anything supernatural. It's absolutely crazy, and I would absolutely love to visit this house one day. So let's start off with 4 family members: William and Rita. Now William is known as Bill, so when I refer to Bill you're going to know that's William. Now he's a pot-bellied former miner, and he worked in the mines in Bargoed during the 1950s. And then Rita, his wife, a housewife. She liked to smoke, collect garden gnomes, and watch songs of praise. So then we've got William and Caroline Dexter. William liked to be called Douglas. Apparently nobody likes the name William now. So it's Douglas and his wife Caroline. So then you've got the older William, who likes to be called Bill. This is Douglas, the younger William, okay? Now he worked night shifts at the local bakery where Caroline also worked. Caroline and Douglas met in the bakery, and this is where their love sparked. They married on April the 1st, 1968, and their first son was born around a year later, making the 5th family member, and this is when the hauntings started. Started with tap-ins here and there. Nothing to worry about too much. However, the activity did increase. It really started in the attic. Now the family heard a noise from upstairs, and it sounded like someone had jumped down from the attic onto the landing. They literally went up because they thought somebody had broken into the house, and when they got up there was nobody there. However, the attic door was unlatched, and whatever got into that house that day attached itself to Bill and Rita's bedroom. There were typical signs of poltergeist activity, but one that sticks out in particular is one time Caroline checked in on the baby in his cot, and the pillow was torn in half. Luckily the baby wasn't in it at the time. Another occasion, the family had decided to go out for the day, and when they got home all the furniture had been turned upside down, and there was no sign of break-in or forced entry. And besides that, who would actually break into a house and turn all the furniture upside down anyway? One evening, Caroline had to wake Douglas for work, so she went upstairs, and when she got to the landing she saw that there was a slipper there. Now, it had clearly been thrown out and bounced against the wall and fallen back onto the landing. So she went into the room and she thought, well, he's still awake, or he must be awake already. And when she went in there, she found Douglas lying down with an ironing board on his torso. Douglas was pretty sure the whole time. He was a skeptic basically, and he thought that it was Bill creating all of these issues. However, as time went on he started to believe that maybe it wasn't, and that it was a genuine haunting. At some point, for an unknown reason, Bargoed police got involved, and they actually didn't take it any further because they believed that it was Douglas that was doing all these things, playing pranks and whatnot. In 1972 Caroline and Douglas separated, and this caused him to leave the house. Then they were divorced in 1975. So Caroline stayed with her parents, and then Douglas ended up leaving the house. As the little baby got older, he started to experience this phenomena for himself. He would look at his granddad when they were playing and say, he's over there now, or he's up there now. He'd also witnessed TV cables being pulled out of the back of the TV. His granddad would get really angry about this because he thought it caused major damage, but it was always the little baby around when it happened. Or the little boy now. It got so bad that the whole family would actually sleep downstairs with the lights on because they were literally all too scared to sleep upstairs with the lights off. Bill would actually sleep upstairs. He was the only one brave enough really to sleep up there, but there were little things that he'd let on, so like he'd whistle when he walked up the stairs, and you know, you tend to like whistle if you're scared or sing to yourself if you're scared. So he was probably nervous about it, and you shouldn't be nervous like that in your own house, I suppose. I'd have just moved out. Bill claimed to have an experience where he was in bed and he heard a noise behind him. The floorboards cracked and he could feel like a presence, but he couldn't do anything about it. His body wouldn't let him move, and that sounds a little bit like lucid dreaming. And the little boy would have unpleasant experiences in that room also. So one time the little boy was actually on the bed on his own, and the light was on. He was scared of the dark, naturally growing up in this crazy house, but he felt something pounce on the bed. When I hear the word pounce, I think of like an animalistic like bang on the bed, and when he looked down there was absolutely nothing there. So he went down to tell his nan and his mum and his granddad, and when they came up there were 3 distinct claw marks on the bed, and it never happened again. So that was introduced Ivy. Ivy is this eccentric woman, and she used to read tea leaves. She was skeptical about what Rita would tell her about the villa, so she decided to come over one day and read the tea leaves. She said that the vibration was high, yes, but it was from the road outside because there was a main road just outside the house. But her opinion would change one evening. Our local medium, John Matthews, was invited over to read the house and to feel out if there were any spirits that needed help crossing over there. He challenged the spirit to make some knocking noises, which they immediately did, confirming their presence. And along with him, a priest came too, a priest named Graham Jones. He blessed the house, and it stayed quiet for months. Nothing ever happened after that, until a few months later, so it didn't really work that well as he'd like it to anyway, as much as they would like it to. So they were all watching TV, Caroline, little boy, parents, and Caroline looked to the side just for some reason because something caught her eye, where she saw a solid monk's figure stood behind Rita. A monk's figure. Nobody else saw, but when she told Rita about it, she said that there was a monk, and she said there was no face. It was like a brown habit, hood over its head. Another time there was an old man with white long wavy hair seen from the hallway. They had to go so long they nicknamed it Jonny. Jonny would start every time that Rita would watch Songs of Praise, almost protesting against the religion. Same thing as well with the band Slade. How random is that? On one occasion they played an album by Slade and Jonny turned the electric off. Both Caroline and Bill claimed to have heard a baby in one of the rooms, a crying baby. Now in 1978, year of Kate Bush, Wuthering Heights, the family left Gladstone Villa, finally. It was sold to people who called it Park Villas, and no claims were made about the place being haunted, not one claim. Eventually it was turned into a hotel, and there was still no claims about this place being haunted. It wasn't until the new managers took over the place and called it Reds, a nightclub, where they all started to experience things there again. In 2009, the baby from the original story had his 40th birthday at Reds, and they all spoke about their experiences and all the things that had gone on there. It's bizarre that there wasn't anything there when Park Villas was there, but there had been sightings in the bar. Room 5 was particularly haunted, which happened to be the main bedroom, and nobody liked going down to the cellar because they could hear things down there. After doing research, the bar owner had worked a lot of things out. A family named the Kimmets had lived there in 1924, and their little baby son Elvin died at just 4 months. This makes the baby crying make sense, I suppose. There was also a monastery. Now this is the confusing thing. There was a monastery where the bakery was, where Caroline and Bill worked. And I question whether there was a portal somewhere where they were able to bring a spirit from the bakehouse into their own home. Otherwise I don't see what the connection with the monk would be other than that, a portal. And on top of that, there are also tunnels that go from the bakery, this is so random, to Llancaich Fawr, which we've covered before. I'm going to put the link there if you haven't watched it, go over and watch it. Which has been almost haunted, so it's known for its spirits. So this house to me is a portal. This house, You can go there and not experience anything if you're treating it in the right way. However, if you are opening up those portals, then you are going to experience these things. So this is an absolutely bizarre story, guys. This is absolutely crazy, and the more you think about it, the more you actually think, how can people live in these houses? I could never live in a house that was like crazy haunted. It would scare me to death. I wouldn't sleep. Like literally, if I go to a hotel that I don't know, I don't sleep, because if there's ghosts there, I don't want to know. But it's absolutely mad. It gives me goosebumps. So I really enjoy coming back and doing some more ghost stuff. Don't worry, there is more coming up. But I've absolutely loved making this video, so it's made me excited to look into the paranormal a bit more. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, guys. It really does mean the absolute world to me. I would love to see a couple of you guys subscribe to my channel. Leave a thumbs up. As always, leave a comment. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like of the video. If there's anyone you want me to look at in detail, I can go and do that as well. I'm totally up for requests. Like I said, this is also a request video. So there we go. Gladstone Villas, Jonny the Ghost. Thank you so much, guys, and never let anyone dull your sparkle.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.